Alright guys, welcome back to Hougen Tools. I'm Tom. So we've been working on this toe jack, and we got the plate done here the other day, and this is the plate that the toe drops into and then registers with that. We did the tube, we did this guy. So now we need an inlet for these guide keys here, and then there's also a little cutout on the back for the hydraulic fitting to come through. So let's get cracking on that, okay? Okay, so these two side plates were actually kind of pushed in, so the dimension here was smaller than the dimension here. So I need to kind of spread those up, spread those open a little bit. Now I thought I was going to be really cool and use this little cylinder here, and I actually bought this cylinder with this toe jack and this pump here in the same lot. Well, I tried it and it leaks pretty badly, so it needs to be resealed in there. So we're not going to use that. So what we're going to use instead, we'll use this little monkey right here. This little Armstrong planer jack here. That's what I call them. Stick it up in there, and it just gets on there. We can actually, let me back it up maybe a little more. We're in there like that. Okay, get Mr. Wrench, and then we'll give it a little gronk. And I think this is what is that rated at? It's rated at a couple of tons here. These are pretty sturdy little guys here. And I just want to monitor what I'm doing there. So you know, I'll let off on it and I'll see what. See what else, see if I want to go farther or what. Go a little more. Okay. Yeah. Alright, oop. Sorry guys. So, I don't know, 4 5/16. Let's let off and see what we got. See if we made a gain. Oh yeah, so it needs a, let's see, so I need a little bit more. So about 100 thousandths, you know, maybe 4 millimeters more to go. Let's give it another spin there. What was that? 4 5/16 before. All right, so I'm about where I was, so let's give it another, a little more. Got there. Yeah, I think I want a little more than that. So always be mindful when you have, you know, you see I'm not fully on this thing here, so, you know, when you have a situation like this, be mindful if things start moving, you know, where they're going to go if they go somewhere. I have a friend that had a little problem with a situation like this, and he lost his 2 front teeth. So always gotta, when things are under pressure like that, you just gotta be, you gotta be careful. All right, let's see what we got now. All right, so we're right at 4 now. We really want, it's about 4 1/8 down there. So, okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit more, and then we can test fit our moving tube. Okay, so I got it all clamped up, kind of ready to get some tack welds on it. I decided I wanted to at least tack this front plate on before I milled the keyway grooves here. It just makes the thing, well, makes it more square too, because I had to squeeze these down. That tube opened up a little bit, so I had to squeeze it down so that it mated with this real well. And you can see I got it mated there. And I put the weld preps on here. So I can still reach in here and put a little bit of weld on the inside to hold the opposite side while it's clamped up. So I'll get a few tacks on this. Maybe we'll fully weld it and then go mill it, or maybe not. Haven't decided yet, so I'll be thinking about that as I'm doing this here. So kind of ready to go here. Let's do some welding. Should have sanded that off a little bit, but Okay, so this is cooled off enough now, so we got it tacked up into a nice solid bit here. Let's get a look at it here. Burr on the bottom or something. Something didn't want to slide there. Okay. So you get the general idea here. Like so. So now, there you can kind of see it, and that looks like the stock one now. The stock one, well, that's what it looks like. Except it's not made out of a tube. I think the stock one is, it's open on the back. And what I did is I just decided to, I said, well, I got this nice tube. Instead of making all those welds and trying to make a nice box or a channel without distorting it, I'll just use this tube, and then I just cut a little mouse hole there to for the hydraulic connector. Okay, so now you can see here, I'll tip it this way. Okay, let's see, let's jack the jack here. You can see here now where these, I don't have them over here, the keys go. So I'm going to inlet them, I'll rabbet them into this bit here, and I'm just going to weld the keys in. I'm not going to screw them in. There's no particular reason to screw them in. They don't need to be replaced or anything like that. And then that'll complete this moving part. And then there's a bunch of work in the actual toe part that engages here. So yeah, that's a big chunk of steel that we got to mill down and prepare for that. So that's coming up. So stay tuned, boys. So we're ready to cut our little keyway here. This is just a registration notch so that the key is, any load that's on the key, it gets transmitted to this real efficiently. So we're gonna cut down about 1/8 of an inch. It's not anything particularly fussy. I think I'm just gonna get up nice and close. Alright, let's lock that. Give it a try, see what we got. Now this is just a plain high-speed 4-flute end mill here. That's pretty good. And I wanted something with a sharp corner so the key sits down in there nice. Alright. The heck was that? The heck was that? Something didn't like something there. Well, that's kind of an uncooperative tool. Huh. Feels nice and sharp. I don't know. give it another chance. Yeah, I think it didn't like that feed rate. It's going to be okay now. Oh yeah. Alright, well this is pretty boring here. I'll bring it back here in a few minutes after I get these cut. Alright. Well, we got the key cut to length and belt sanded. Put a little chamfer on the ends just so it doesn't have a sharp corner. Okay, see that fits pretty good. Okay, so now the next trick here, I don't really want to lay a big fillet weld in along there when I weld this in. In fact, I'm just going to do some intermittent welding along here. So what I thought I would do is, I think I'm going to come back with this larger end mill and I'm going to put a couple of counterbores in a few places here. And what that'll do is it just kind of relieve a little arc right here and give me a little spot to weld and fill in so that the key will be retained, but most of the weld will be subsurface there. So it doesn't need a lot to hold it in. You know, the load is really against the keyway that's cut into the bit, into the tube. So I'm going to try that and see how that works, and see how that works. All right, so we're ready to put our little our weld preps in here. So let's put some marks on there, 2.5. So we'll get one at each end, one in the middle here, and then halfway between that. And we're just going to put zero that out. And I'm just going to line up visually on that mark. Alright, we're going to go, make sure the vise is tight, we're just going to go to the floor of that keyway. Okay, on center, yeah, okay, I'm okay. Like that, okay. Pretty close. And I'm just hand feeding this with the quill. That one's a little smoother. Okay. Alright, let's try the key in here, see what these look like. Alright. Yeah, I think that's going to work great. So you can see, hopefully you can see in there. So I can weld down in there, right? And then come back with a sander and just kind of dust that off flush. And I haven't removed a bunch of the weld. So I get a nice strong weld on there. And, you know, it's pretty easy to do. But it's easier than grinding a little bevel on there or something silly like that. So anyway, let's go weld that. Of course. Pretty good. There's just enough room to get the tungsten down in there and get the filler rod in there, so you get you can fill all the way from the bottom up. So looks like it works pretty good. Get a few more tacks on here. Welding here. Alright, so we get this all detailed out, welded up, cooled off and everything. Let's give this thing let's give it a try. Stick it in its little house here. That's the general idea. Actually, let's do a full scale test. Get the little pumper here. Hook it up. My little mouse hole seems to be okay. All right, let's see. I know you're going to want to go up. Boy. That thing's squeaking. Let's give it some liquid love. Okay, behavior normal. Down she goes. So yeah, this lands first down here. That gives me the lowest possible position for the foot. Okay, so this is going to get painted black. We're just going to spray bomb it, and not A-bomb, spray bomb. And I'm going to clean this mess up in here, and then we'll get started on the actual toe part that engages with the key slots and these pockets. So thanks for watching, guys.